me just tidy up my really crazy hair. Let me just, while you're all joining me. Thank the Lord for Blom headbands. I love Blom headbands. I was just having a little sneaky peek to see. I'll either go and get my hair cut or I'm going to buy some more headbands. So, hopefully you'll all join me in a minute. I've just put out a video. Oh, someone's joined me. Hello to whoever's just joined me. Hello, Stacey. I've just put out a video about the brush kits, but it's still going through processing. Hello, Maria. Hello. Oh, and I have to give a shout out. I have to give a shout out to someone. Let me see. Yes, I've got to give a shout out. I got a lovely little parcel in the post. And I was going to do a short, and then again, all this stuff went on with Dad. And I got waylaid yesterday. But I got a lovely card and a present from Nina. Nina, are you here? Hello, Deborah Hancock. And Cher, hello. So Nina, I don't know if Nina's here, but she sent me all the 3 Lacura concealers, the light, the medium and the dark, and a really nice card. I'd love to read it out, but I don't feel comfortable doing that unless I've got her permission. So if she joins us and she gives me her permission, but basically it said some lovely things in there and it really made me smile. So thank you, Nina. Nina, I'm going to send you a little thank you message later because I think you're on Instagram as well. And I might put out a short. I just didn't get round to it yesterday. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so sweet. Yes, it really is. And she wrapped it all up beautifully. And, you know, I know a few of you have sent me some goodies before. And I'm always so appreciative. But you know what? I'm even more appreciative of the cards. I keep the cards. I've got a little folder that I keep all the cards. Because I love my Ali Pallies. And it motivates me to keep going. Okay, as you can see, I've got a little bit of makeup on already because I filmed a video this morning. So I'm going to tell you what I put on. And I thought, do you know what? I fancy doing a really easy look, right? Because obviously I've got a little bit of makeup on. And then I'm going to chat to my Ali Pallies. And apologies for being late, but they started me on some new medication. And it's making me feel really sick. So I had to have a cup of tea before I started because I thought I was going to throw up. But anyway, my stomach's calmed down a little bit now. It's a side effect of some medication that they put me on to avoid the side effect of another medication. So one of my pain relievers makes, I won't go into detail, but it makes you quite constipated. And they put me on some medication to avoid that happening, but that's now making me feel sick. So it's like side effects of side effects of side effects. Hello, Helen. Hang on, I'm going to say hello to you all. There are beautiful people in this world. Thanks for sharing that. It reminds me. Oh, thank you, Cher. I'm going to say hello. So hello, Stacey. Hello, Maria. Oh, hello, Emma. I missed you. Hello, Sunshine, Emma. Hello, Deborah. And you're having a cuppa as you've just come from your flu jab. Oh, good for you. I need to book mine. Hello, Helen. Good morning, Ali. Loved your videos this week. All the makeup looks were so gorgeous. Hope you feel better from your new medication. Thank you. Hello, Tria. Oh, it's nothing really. I mean, it puts it in context when you think about poor Mel Thompson and what she must have been going through. And she never cracked on. So I shouldn't moan, really, because I'm still here and there are people that are so much less fortunate. Ah, it says that they've just uploaded my video, and if you watch it in the next hour, there won't be any adverts because you have to switch them on once it's processed. So, but don't watch it in the next hour because I'm doing my live. Okay, so let me tell you what I put on my face. Right, so I put Airbrush Flawless foundation and flawless filter. I use the Lacura concealer, kindly sent to me by Nina. And, well, I had 2 of them already, as you know, but I used them a lot. And she sent me the light because I couldn't get it. Thank you. I always love putting on a red lip. Now, the red lipstick is turning out to be one of my all-time favourites, Red Wishes. But it's a really good combination when I combine it with the Victoria Beckham red lip liner. Her lip liners are brilliant because they actually make the lipstick stick and hold on. So, no, it's not in Aldi anymore. It just, we will stay, Ali, don't worry. So I put that on my lips, and then what I did, it's really weird because it looks blue, but it's not. I put on some black eyeliner, which, as you can see, is not very transfer proof. I put on some black eyeliner by Victoria Beckham in my upper waterline, and it's already coming down there. And then some of her bronze eyeliner in my waterline, just to kind of tidy myself up. And I did my brows with some Benefit Precisely My Brow. You just bought a Trini London red lip, but seeing you wear yours has given me the courage to try my new lip now. Yeah, do it. You know what? Especially if you're going for a minimal look like this, it works because it brightens up your face, and yet it just makes you look polished. But this Red Wishes is beautiful, and I've got this other one. Let me just do you a live swatch because they are very similar. Victoria Beckham eyeliners don't work. They completely smudge. Yeah, I think Tria, so Tria's saying they completely smudge. They do, but they've got an advantage as well. The thing is that you can either get an eyeliner that doesn't smudge, but you really have to dig in hard to get a clean line, or you get a really soft eyeliner that goes on really quickly without you dragging the skin of your eyes, but then it smudges. And Victoria Beckham is on that end of the range. So it goes on really easily, but it does smudge because it's very, very soft. But I find that they stay beautifully in the waterline. But that doesn't look black, does it? It looks blue, which is all right. Now, I'm going to show you these 2. So these are the Limitless Lucky Lips. I'm loving these. And I got another red. And I did put swatches on Instagram of these. And they do look quite similar. Now, this one is Red Wishes, which is what I've got on. It's a lovely classic red, and it reminds me so much of a Hollywood, you know, the Hollywood ones, the liquid ones. And it was Screen Siren. It reminds me a bit of that. Actually, no, it's not Screen Siren. It was another one that she brought out as a special edition called Hall of Fame or Walk of Fame or something like that. So that is Red Wishes. And then I'm going to show you the other red one, which is darker. But it didn't really show up when I did my Instagram swatch. It looked like the same lipstick. So this one is Cherry Dream. Yeah, it shows up now. Look. So you can see Cherry Dream has got a little bit more a little bit more blue in it. It makes this one look quite orangey, but it's not. It's because there's a bit more blue in that one. This is a classic red. This one is more of a kind of, more towards the blue spectrum. But don't worry, if you're looking at this compared to this is not an orangey red. It's a classic red. I love them both. I really do. And they work really well with the Victoria Beckham lip liners. I definitely recommend the Victoria Beckham lip liners because they're the opposite to her eyeliners. Oh, good. It's great therapy for me as well. You would not believe the week that we've had me and my sister. But anyway, I'm not going into that yet. Because it's encroaching on all our lives, me and my sister, all this stuff with my dad, and I'm determined that I want to just get going on my channel. You've been loving your CT gift videos, Ali. I've treated myself to some of the new lipsticks, the Instant Palette and the Colour Chameleon gift set. I'm tempted by the Pillow Talk Chameleon set. I'll show it you. I've just shown it on my video, but I'll show it you. I bought 2 of them because somebody's getting it for Christmas as well. So it was a bit one for me and one for someone else. There is the Pillow Talk on the go. I haven't opened it yet, but I always use the travel size of the Pillow Talk mascara. So I know that I'm going to use that, and I know I'm going to use the Colour Chameleon, and I'll put this little set in the car or something. But it is sweet. Look, I think that's a really nice gift to give someone. But a lot of people are saying, well, I've got Pillow Talk lipstick anyway. But I think that the Pillow Talk lip liner will go with any lipstick because it will mimic your lip shade, your own lip shade. So you can wear it with any lipstick, all right? The Pillow Talk mini, if you don't like that or you've got it already, you could always give that or put it in someone's stocking. And it's reasonably priced. You've got your mum loving CT too. Does Pillow Talk Original show up on me? It does. It does. It's a little bit pale, but it does show up on me. Right. So, now what I thought I'd do, now I wanted to show you this as well. You know, a few of you were asking about my Amazon palette organisers. I'm going to show you that. And I put a link on the community post. Remember these? So I put a link in the community to these palettes, which are about £8 something, and hold all your Charlotte Tilbury quads. And when I looked up the link, I found these, and you get 2 of these for £8, right? And they've got 6 slots here that you can put your Colour Chameleons in. And then they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20 slots for little eyeliners. So I've got 2, so I'm gonna put my lip liners in the other one. But that is really good, and 2 for £8. So I will put in the community post this week a link to this because I think that's really good. So £4 each. And you've got your Colour Chameleons and your eyeliners. I've got my Victoria Beckham ones. The Victoria Beckham ones you have to put in a certain way round, otherwise they don't go in. That's it. You put them in. There's a thin end and there's a thick end. So you have to put them in the thin end. And then, obviously, all my Charlotte Tilbury ones. So that's really handy to have. I'll put the link later on. Now, I thought what I was going to do, because I'm enjoying chatting to you all. And you all great therapy for me. You got the new CT Hollywood Star Aura for €20 via a second-hand store in Germany. Well done. You need those organisers. But I will definitely put the link afterwards, all right? 2 for £8 something. I got £8.49, £8.90, something. It might be nearer £9, but you get 2. So, as I said, I'm going to put my lip liners in one, and then and the rest of my Colour Chameleons for the thick ones, and then the eyeliners in the other. Do you know what I was looking at? Now, I've ordered the Wayne Goss palette. I do want to just chat with you, but I'm going to do a look in a second, I promise. I've ordered the Wayne Goss palette because I have to have gold and burgundy. It just has to happen. Right, so I've ordered the Wayne Goss palette and the 2 eyeliners because, again, they look gorgeous. Yes, the new one. So that's on its way. And I thought, oh, I can't really afford to get any more because I've gone mad this month. Tourmaline, yes. But I think I know what I'm going to put on my Christmas wish list. And I know I'm really late to the game on this, but you know how I love purple? And I was looking at the Jeffree Star. I've forgotten what he calls it, but it's his purple palette. Has anyone got it? You're completely out of your CT concealer and powder. Completely use them up. We'll restock both. You adore purple too. Has anyone got the Jeffree Star purple palette? You do have to pay customs on Beautylish. And I hate doing it, Stacey, because I think Wayne Goss is from the UK. I might ask Santa for it. The Jeffree Star, because it came out in February, so hopefully it won't be sold out. You have his lipstick in purple. You love the Natasha Denona. Is that a violet palette as well? Oh, and Bushra's back on Instagram. Yeah, it's in a velvet. Helen, you're right. It's in a velvet casing. Purple velvet, but it's called... Is it Bloodlust? No, there was... I've forgotten what it's called. It's something blood, I think. I think it might be called Bloodlust. I don't know why it's called Bloodlust, but I think it might be. Anyway, what I thought I'd do while I'm chatting to you all, because I'm enjoying chatting to you all, is as I've got most of my makeup on, and by the way, I forgot to tell you what's on my cheeks. So we've got Airbrush Flawless Bronzer. We've got that one that I always forget the name of, but it's the highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury that came in the same palette as the Airbrush Flawless Bronzers, except it's silver and not rose gold. Do you know the one I mean? The big one in the same packaging. I've got that on. And then I've got Wayne Goss is coral something. And I haven't put the full details yet in my video, but I'm going to go back because I wanted to put it out before I did my live. So I'll put what I'm wearing on this and on the previous video that's just gone out, okay? So I've got some makeup on, but I haven't got anything on my eyes. The Hollywood one, that's right, Stacey. You're right, we've got all Charlotte Tilbury experts here. So what I thought is I'm going to do a really easy look using the new palette in Eyes to Mesmerize. What is it? No, sorry. It says Eyes to Mesmerize on the back, just to confuse us. But it's called Instant Eye Palette Smoky Eyes Are Forever. And because I'm wearing green today, and green goes quite well with red lipstick, I thought I'd use Power Eyes again. But this time I'm going to use Colour Chameleon, the green one, as a base. And do a really easy eye look, because I've got everything else on. I mean, I quite like this look without any eye makeup on, to be honest. But just so that you can see me doing something while I'm chatting to you all. So this one is called Smoky Emerald. And I've been swatching galore this morning. And by the way, in case you want to see what this is the Colour Chameleon that comes in that, this set. This one here. In Cosmic Gold. And this is Pillow Talk. So in case you're wondering which set to get, shall I get Pillow Talk or the other one with the black? That's the Cosmic Gold and that's Pillow Talk. But I'm about to do a look with this one, which is called, and this is available, it's called Smoky Emerald. It's quite dark, but I'm going to use it as a base. It is green. It doesn't look it there, but it is green. So I'm going to put this on as a base. Just to help the rest of it stick. You love Smoky Emerald. Now, of course, you could just use this because it's so easy to do. This is why I love colour chameleons. I'm so glad that she's bringing them back a little bit. Do you remember she brought out a lighter green? I never got that, and I wish I had. You got the Pillow Talk one. You love it. It is really lovely. Do you remember she brought out one that was light green as a kind of special edition years ago, and I never got it. I think it had sold out by the time I got the guts to go and order it, and it had gone. But look at that. Put a little bit under here. That's just colour chameleon. But I'm just going to use it as a base, because then I'm going to take a brush. I just need to get my brushes. Oh, here's a brush. And I'm going to take this lovely middle shade in Power Eyes, which is lighter than in the Rebel. And I'm going to put that on my mobile lid. But first of all, actually, I'm going to take this first one and put it in my socket. This one here. This matte transition shade. I keep missing your comments, sorry. The new CT quad is out, is it? No, golden quartz, that is golden quartz. Oh, no, golden quartz. Do you know what? I have got golden quartz as well. The new CT quad is out. Oh, dear. Sorry, Stacey. I kept missing your... I need to order it then, don't I? Got to get me some of that. I keep missing her new releases. Oh, did you? I'm so sorry, Stacey. Stacey's so good at letting me know, but then my Instagram went down for about 5 hours the other night. I couldn't get into it at all. Did anyone else get that? Apparently there was an outage of Instagram. I wish I wasn't busy with other things, because the other things are making me ill, whereas this keeps me alive. Right, so that's the matte shade out of Power Eyes. Yes, it went down for about 6 hours. Yeah, and Facebook and WhatsApp. Now, I'm going to take this middle shade now, this lovely, gorgeous green, and I'm just going to pop it on my lids. And you have a look. I might just leave the colour chameleon on its... No, I'm going to put that darker green in the outer corner. That's what I'm going to do. But actually, that would be perfectly well just doing that. Thank you. Do you know what? I would never have worn red and green together until Charlotte Tilbury. And when she brought out the Rebel, there was a red lipstick in the set. And I realised it worked quite well. Now I'm going to use, just for the sake of it, I'm going to use this one in the outer corner. It's a shimmer shade, so I'm not taking it up to the socket. But just to give a bit of definition. It's a kind of khaki browny green. There. So that is... Now, just somebody talked about, I think it was Tria, was it? Golden Quartz. There is a lighter green. I've forgotten. Golden Quartz. Here's Golden Quartz. I could have used Golden Quartz. Why didn't I use Golden Quartz? That would have been even better. So either one of those as a base will just help that shimmer shade stick. But there was a lighter one as well. There was a kind of lime green she brought out. You didn't get the message. I don't know whether I'm getting the messages, but I may have got the message. So I will definitely go on and purchase that. And not check my statement. So there's a really simple look using this new palette. And you don't need to use the colour chameleon, but the thing about the colour chameleon is it just makes the shadow look more vibrant. Huda Wild Jagged. Yes, she's got some new palettes, hasn't she, Cher? She's got some really nice new little palettes. There's so many new releases, you know. I could just end up with a room full of makeup, but I have to start being a bit selective now. But when Charlotte Tilbury brings out stuff, because I've got all her palettes now, I can't let go. So that's my look. I'm going to put a bit more of this lipstick on. Definitely smells of Play-Doh. Yeah, Stacey, it is very similar, but it just looked very different when I put it on my eyes. I must put on Gorgeous Glowing Beauty and take a picture in that. Yeah, it does. It smells of Play-Doh. Definitely. Now, I don't know if I've got the pencil to do this. I have. If you want to get a really clean line to your red lip, I'm just going to get the Victoria Beckham lip liner again. I know I've talked about this before, but I don't know whether I demonstrated it. Yeah, they do, actually. Trini's lip to cheek. Hello, Rebecca. Sorry, I'm trying to talk while putting lip liner on. Not a good idea. Ah, thank you. Yeah, the bronzer is, as I said, a little bit darker than medium. So just go easy on it. The highlighter looked quite light on me, but it's actually quite dark when you swatch it. So I don't know whether it's going to be... I haven't tried it. I'd love to try that highlighter on somebody fair skin because it looked light when I put it on. But when I put it on my arm, it actually... I'll get it in a minute. It actually looked darker. Now, I've got a bit of skin that I want to chew off, but I'm not going to. Right. If you take the end of a super nude or a super nude liner or her eye cheek and just trace around, you can get a really clean line to your red lip. But make sure you smudge it, otherwise it'll look a bit daft. What I normally do is get one of those, what do you call it? I can't think of what they're called. Sorry, I've gone word blind again. But, you know, it's because somebody's texting me. My other half's texting me while I'm doing this video. And I cannot multitask. Cotton swab. You know, cotton buds. That's what I normally do, is I get a cotton bud to blend it in. I hope he doesn't ring me in a minute because I haven't replied to his text, because I'll scream. People ringing me when I'm doing lives. If I suddenly freeze, just stick with me, because it means he's forgotten I'm doing a live. Oh, Tria's off, is she? Hello, Lisa. Right, now let me keep up with the conversation. The formula is lovely. I have the whole set. Oh, Terry looked for it yesterday and forgot for today. You didn't get the message about the new palette. Thank you, Cher. I look stunning as usual. That's really nice. Right, I'm going to come back to the palette in a minute, Stacey. Have to go. Get ready to meet a friend now. We'll watch the rest later. See you soon, Tria. Shall I swatch it on my skin and put it on Instagram, Stacey? That would be really helpful, because I think Stacey and Emma have got really similar skin tones. You feel like screaming too, Maria. Isn't it always the case that you sit there and nothing happens, and then you start doing something, or you start a phone call, and suddenly everybody wants to call you at the same time? She thinks Margaret Thatcher is Prime Minister. Charlotte Holcroft did a side-by-side of Celestial Pearl and Star Aura, and there was no difference on the eye. That doesn't surprise me. Although I thought Star Aura had something that was a little less shimmery. Do you know what, Maria? You know, that reminds me of when my mum was ill and she came out of ICU. She was very ill. And they did that test, you know, to test cognition. And they asked her who the Prime Minister was. And at the time, it was David Cameron. But, you know, there was a coalition at the time. And she said, so they said, Joan, do you know who the Prime Minister is at the moment? She said, oh, she said, his name's David. She said, his name's David. But she said, do you know, it's a trick question because it's a coalition and there's two of them. And they were laughing. They said, nothing wrong with her brain. And she said, but you know what? I can't remember his surname, but I've never been any good at names. She was like me. If someone asked me now, they'd probably say I had dementia, because I'll go, oh, it's, I mean, who can forget Boris? You see, I was about to say Boris Becker, and it's not Boris Becker, it's Boris Johnson. Boris Becker's a tennis player, isn't it? I was about to say, who could forget it's Boris Becker? She wanted to forget David Cameron, yeah. It's David Cameron, and who was the other David? There were two Davids, and they were both in the coalition. In fact, you know what? Our country would probably be run a bit better if Boris Becker ran it. And that's saying something. Or maybe McEnroe. You cannot be serious. He could get up and, you know, when people aren't having their vaccines and say, you cannot be serious. Right. Enough of that. Right, here we go. For Stacey, there is the palette. Boris the spider. There is the palette. So let me just show you this highlighter. So when I put this highlighter on me, it actually looks quite light. But when I swatched it here, it looks quite dark. So that's what I'm not sure about, whether or not you would like the highlighter. But when I put it, look, if I show you, when I put it on my, I've got another highlighter on, but it doesn't actually look dark. But then that might be because I've got olive skin. So I definitely think it would be helpful, Emma, if you're able to put that on and show Stacey what it looks like on your skin tone. That would be really good. The bronzer is, as I said, it's kind of a medium-ish shade. It's quite orangey, the bronzer. And this shade, although it looks very similar to Gorgeous Glowing Beauty, when I blended that in, it actually looked purple on my skin. But again, that could be because of my yellow undertone, because it doesn't on the palest part of my arm. But when I put it, let's see what it looks like on this side of my arm. When I blended it in, it looked purple. It's really strange. But the other thing is I prefer the enhanced shade in this one because it's a lovely rose gold. And I like the Eye Brighten. They're all really nice, really. But it is a kind of, do you need both? I don't know. I think I put my Gorgeous Glowing Beauty away. Yeah, it's not around me. Otherwise, I'd have got it out as well and swatched it. But I can definitely send you some swatch comparison pictures. There is a beautiful new by Terry eyeshadow palette. Copper, pink, browns, nude-like. Oh, that sounds nice. You have olive skin with yellow undertones, and sometimes I like a more subtle look. Yeah, well, I mean, with olive skin, you don't really need to go mad. A lot of the time, you can just, I mean, maybe this eye look before I put the green on, just putting a black liner on and putting a red lipstick would be really nice. Okay, Stacey, I'll do that. And I will make sure I'm checking my Instagram a bit more. That was a Who song. What, you cannot be serious? Oh, you're reviewing. Right, Rebecca's reviewing the By Terry eyeshadow palette. So tune into Rebecca's channel, Not Fit for Print, and she will show you the new By Terry palette. Is the By Terry palette very similar to the Paris palette from last year? I did actually like the look of that Paris palette, but I never got it. Now, I've also still got some videos to put out because I still haven't done you a review of this palette. And I also, when I was in Glasgow on the way back, because I can never resist a good travel palette, is I got a Dior palette and I've got to review that. So There will be quite a few videos coming out soon. The one from last year barely had any pigment. Rebecca believes it's entirely different and it's coming today, so she'll be putting out that video shortly, no doubt. Now, of course, last week in the live, you all told me about Mel Thompson, and I was stunned because I hadn't heard. You guys told me on here. And I know there's been a lot of tribute videos to Mel Thompson, and there is a Just Giving page, and I'm going to get that Just Giving page off Rebecca, and I will also put that under this live in honour of Mel. It's so sad. I can't believe that she's gone. Such a lovely person as well. Thank you, Rebecca. 4 children as well, I know. And I was saying earlier, Rebecca, that we don't know what she died of. And as I said last week, we don't really need to know. But it sounds like she had quite a few health issues and she never moaned about it. Thank you, Terry. Well, it's the least I can do. I can't really do anything else. It's in times like this you feel a little bit hopeless, really, but anything you can do to support someone. And I often think back to the other YouTuber, and I'm going to forget her name, which is awful, but the other YouTuber that died last year. I shouldn't, you see, I can't remember names, but I can see her face right in front of me. But she did a lot of the Makeup Revolution stuff, and she died of a brain tumour. And I was hoping that Revolution would release a palette. I know, Janelle, wasn't it? Janelle. JL. Yes, Samantha. But didn't she call her, that was it, Emma. Wasn't her name JL? Samantha JL? Or Janelle or JL or something like that. But I often think to her husband and wonder how he is. Because she was quite young. Oh, look, I've got makeup now all over my top. I shall get it off later. I really need a bib, I think. I went to wipe off a little mark and I've still got makeup on my fingers. So I just made it bigger. Yes, Samantha JL. No, and it makes you realise, because, I've got quite a few health issues. And I've talked about them on here because I know when I started up my channel, I thought that's really what I want to target. I want to target everyone, but people with disabilities and health conditions that use makeup to try and make themselves feel better. That was kind of the angle I was going in. But then you realise that these, people like Mel have got these conditions, but they didn't talk about it. And it's amazing, really. 4 children and a health condition. That's exactly what I do, Ali. Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to share it. It wasn't really because I want to moan, although sometimes it's good to have a bit of a moan, but I wanted to share it so that other people that were in the same situation could think, yeah, that's how I feel, and feel like they could connect. Because I think sometimes the beauty industry and some of the kind of beauty gurus make you feel like life is perfect for them. And actually, it's good to realise that life isn't perfect. That what you choose to put on Instagram when you're all made up and you're smiling like that is a tiny part of your life. And there's all sorts of other stuff going on in the background. And I think the reason that's important for people to do, we've got this thing about you shouldn't moan, you know, don't talk about it because you shouldn't moan. But on the opposite side of that spectrum is that people tuning in to your channel or going onto Instagram, you're glad that I shared about my condition. It made me feel better about mine, support. Thank you, Terry. Well, that was the idea. And I think that's why it's important, because otherwise I think some people that are going through certain conditions, they go on and they see all these beautiful photos and they think everyone's life is perfect and stress-free except mine. And it makes them feel low. And actually, it's good. The other person at the moment that I've been watching and following and really admiring is Sam. Not Sam, the sister. See, I'm doing it again, forgetting names. Nikki. Nikki's going through chemotherapy. It's a treatment for her MS. And she's got a new channel. You struggle with talking about your disability because you don't want people feeling sorry for you. Share, that is exactly how I feel. I don't want pity. But then what happens is that people expect so much of you when actually it's a struggle. It's a really difficult balance, isn't it? But it did make me think about Mel, because obviously Mel had gone through certain conditions, which I've read about. I don't know if it's confirmed, but she was obviously struggling health-wise and she didn't talk about it at all. And it's a personal choice, isn't it, whether you talk about it or not? But I think a lot of people have admired her for the fact that she didn't come on and talk about it. Because some people want to escape when they tune into a channel. They don't want to hear about people's life issues and problems. They want to escape. But I think there's an audience out there for both. There's channels out there. This channel is about support, not pity, thank goodness. Exactly. Yes, it's always like you have to be strong and fight your disability. I think the good thing also about talking about it is that you realise when you do and other people come forward and say, yeah, I've got struggles too and I've got struggles too, that you realise that in some respects that we've all got disabilities in some way or form. Some of us are diagnosed with a condition and a label that we've had all our lives. And some people will say, well, actually, that makes things easier because you've got a label, whereas other people have struggled and they don't have those labels. Hello, Elaine. Oh, I've got a little heart from Elaine Faherty. Hello, Elaine. I'm aware that a few people watch me and don't comment, so I've just seen a little comment pop up there, so I want to say hello, Elaine. It should really teach us not to assume everything is all right. Yeah. And that's why I did that picture a few weeks ago. You know, when I wear pain patches and I always cut them off on my pictures. And I had to really trawl through my pictures and find one where I had a patch showing. And I thought I'm going to actually do it with the patch showing. So that, because it was a really glamorous shot and everything looked, you know, perfect in the world of Ali M. And then you saw this pain patch just in the bottom of the shot. And I think it's really important. One day I thought a lot of the time about doing a kind of full shot of me maybe sitting down showing my feet. But that is going to be really hard for me because my feet are very deformed. But again, I thought maybe that's something that might help somebody in some way. I wouldn't do it for any other reason than to help somebody else realise that it's not all just about glamour. But I don't think I'm there yet. And I saw a picture of me. I did my aunt's eulogy, as you know, and it was videoed. And they videoed me walking, and I hate it. I can't watch it. There's certain things that I still have a difficulty coming face to face with, and that's one of them. You're glamorous all the time, Ali. We love you. I'm not sure I'm glamorous all the time. Did you not see the picture of me defrosting the fridge? I struggled to find a home video clip of me walking because I always avoid being filmed walking. Yeah. I like the new brush case? I do like the new brush case. The only thing, I've said it in the video, you'll see, is that with these velvet ones, they look lovely, but they're not very serviceable because they're going to get makeup and stuff all caught in them. So I tend to keep my velvet ones for best. The most serviceable one was the rose gold one she released 3 years ago because it's white clean. I get judged because I like to wear makeup and dress nice, and people will say it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with you. I did buy the red one. Cher, I know. I mean, people will always judge people on appearances. Do you know, I had somebody, I mean, when you see me walking or trying to walk, you can tell there's something wrong with me. And actually, in some respects, it is easier in the last few years because when I go to get out the car, I have to get my scooter and I'm sat in a scooter. So there's this very solid thing that tells everyone there's an issue here. When I was in my 20s, I walked with a slight limp, but otherwise you wouldn't know. And when I went to have my first appointment when I was pregnant with Jack, the woman started telling me about screening tests and about spina bifida and what it was. And I said, can I stop you? I actually have spina bifida myself. And she kind of looked me up and down as though to say, you're mad. You can't possibly have spina bifida. But by the end of my pregnancy, it was quite obvious that I had spina bifida because I was on crutches and I was really, my legs had swollen up, but more so than people just being pregnant. And it was obvious. But I've had people like knocking on my window and the car because I've been sat there with my makeup on, Cher. And they've knocked on the window and going, this is for disabled only. And I'm going, yeah, I'm disabled. And they're actually having a go at me because even though all they can see is my face, even though it's perfectly apparent to everybody when I get out the car and get in my scooter that I am disabled, people thinking she can't possibly be disabled because, look, she's, you know, youngish and she's got makeup on. And they're literally, this is for disabled. You're not disabled. And I went, I'm sorry, I don't have a disabled face, but I am disabled. So I think the reason I'm saying this, Cher, is even when there is a clear sign that you are disabled, people will judge you for how you look. How they've got stereotypes that, and the one that annoys me, and one of the motivations for doing this channel is if you're disabled, you're not interested in makeup. You know, makeup's for models that are able-bodied, and I'm not saying anyone would ever say that to your face, but it's sort of, we've all got prejudices. Every one of us has got prejudices. We all, and prejudices are assumptions, and people will make assumptions like you can't be disabled because you walk fine. But actually you might have a visual impairment, or you might have chronic pain that you can't see. So it's frustrating. And I have to say that I definitely do understand what you're saying, because life in certain respects, not in every respect, but definitely has been easier since I've been in a scooter. So, for example, now, if I'm out and about on my scooter, people will open doors for me. And the ironic thing is that I probably need less help with opening doors now than when I was on 2 feet. Because when I was on 2 feet, I was really struggling to walk. And people would just knock me over and run in front of me and whatever. And I remember getting on a plane to go to Ireland. And you know, they say if you've got a disability, please come forward now to board on the plane first. And all these people would push out the, you know, other people with disabilities or elderly people would push to the front and I'd still be stuck at the back. And they'd say, right, now everyone else board. And I still hadn't got on the plane. Whereas now I'm in a scooter. I got all the help in the world because they've got this thing that says you are, okay, we know now that you're disabled. So I definitely get what you're saying. Now, what's this that Maria said? When I got a policewoman asked me to move when I was getting Zach into a pram when he was a baby and I was in a disabled bay. When I showed her my badge, she literally pulled it apart and accused me of doctoring my grandma's parking badge. Yeah, because Maria, you know why that is, don't you? Because you can't be disabled and have children. You know why you can't be disabled and have children? Because disabled people don't have sex. They don't do it. They don't know what it's for. We found our children under gooseberry bushes. We definitely don't engage in anything like that. That's what it is. I met a couple with a disability. Well, the woman was disabled and her husband was able-bodied. Very tall, very strong, very muscular. And it was quite obvious that they were a couple. She was sitting there in a wheelchair with a wedding ring on. He had a wedding ring on, right? And you could tell from their body language that they were a couple. And I watched them in this clinic and all these people came up and said, is that your dad? And he was the same age as her. But they just could not accept it was like, he has to be her dad because he can't possibly be her husband. And when people make that assumption with me, I just pull Mick down and give him a snog. So sad. I make a joke out of it now because, to be quite honest, it's just people... Oh, Ali, did not know you were doing a live today, but hello. I'm sorry, Jennifer. Do you know what? I realised yesterday, Jennifer, that I'd put at the end of my video that I did yesterday, or Tuesday, was it? Tuesday. I put the end that I'm doing my live on Thursday, but I meant to put out a little message on community and I got waylaid and didn't manage to get round to doing the message before yesterday. So I'm really sorry for those of you that didn't catch the fact that I wasn't doing my live yesterday. I do apologise. But you know what? It's been so nice chatting to you all today. A lady once asked my mum if I was Zach's biological mother. She replied, yes, and it was in the woman on top position. I nearly died laughing. That is brilliant. Deborah, sorry for your struggle. Fighting the battles is exhausting. I'm the mum of a child with an extremely rare disability. Only 20 people in the world have what she's got. Everything's a battle. I have to fight for everything. I know, Deborah, I'm really sorry to hear that. Well, I hope that you feel supported on this channel and that you don't have to fight on here, because we can all share our struggles together. And I'm glad that I set up this channel for that reason. And I'm glad that we talked about it. And actually, there's something good that's come out of something very tragic. That talking about Mel Thompson has started this conversation. Because I think I heard written, and I don't want to say something that's not factually correct, but I heard it written that she had Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it's a very it's a progressive disability, and it's to do with connective tissue, and it is an invisible. It can be an invisible disability. So, yeah, whatever makeup you have on, it looks lovely. I'll have to watch it from the beginning. Well, you'll see part of it, because actually all I did, Jennifer, was put the eyeshadow on, because the rest of it has already been done. So if you look also at my brush case video beforehand, I didn't put it on in there, but I'm going to put in the description. I'm going to put it in this one and the video that I've just put out earlier. The makeup that I applied, so that you can see what I put on today. But actually all you'll see me doing is applying the eyeshadow. You've got a friend your age with EDS. This is the best place to be. Thank you, Terry. Now, has Nina joined us? I'm gonna do a little short video, I think, just to say thank you to Nina. Now you can do shorts, can't you, on YouTube? I haven't done one yet. But Nina sent me a really lovely card. And as I said, I'd love to read it out, but I'd rather get her permission first. Not that there's anything sensitive in it, but she just sent a lovely, heartfelt message about the channel and how she loves the channel. And I just wanted to say a big thank you. There's a little card, and there was also some concealers from Aldi. And I got the light concealer. So thank you, Nina. And I will search you out and send you a message. Oh, I did order the eyeshadow palette you put on Instagram. Which one was that, Jennifer? Oh, what, the Wayne Goss one? Oh, thank you, Rebecca. See, everyone here is sharing the love, which is so nice. Right, I'm going to let you go because I've had 2 messages today saying that Jack's got a 20-minute detention, and then Jack's got a 60-minute detention. And then a message from Mick saying, what the hell's going on at Jack's school with all these detentions? So they seem to give out detentions like Smarties, which I think is, I'm not justifying it, because I said to Jack, are you being really naughty? And he went, oh no, I got that detention because I wasn't concentrating in class. And I'm thinking, I don't know about this, but I just think giving someone a detention for not concentrating in class. So basically they're all getting like lists long full of kids doing detention, kind of takes away from the meaning of a detention in my book. You know, when I was a kid, you got a detention if you swore at the teacher or you threw something across the class. But getting a detention for not concentrating and then getting them like constantly all the time just seems to me not actually to be a very effective punishment. I don't know what you think. But like, I think you can overdo a detention. And I bet you it's for Spanish. It's always Spanish because he doesn't want to do Spanish, and they don't do any other languages. He wants to learn French, but they don't teach French in his school. So he has to learn Spanish, and he hates it. Oh, he definitely keeps me on my game, but he's also very caring. And he got up at 6 in the morning the other morning, and he put on my new face. Is it not new face? What's it called? You know, my winter coat. What's it called? North Face. He put on my North Face coat, which was like 2 meters too short for him, at 6 in the morning, and his Crocs to go and put the bins out for me. So he is very caring as well. But he does play up at school. And him and his friend, one of the teachers said that Jack had been talking in class and she wanted to give him a detention, and went up to his best mate and said, is that Jack or Jacob? And he said Jacob. So he got out doing the detention. But poor Jacob has probably been sent a detention. I shouldn't laugh. I don't laugh when I'm in front of him. I tell him, what did you do? What did you do? Lack of concentration is always naughty. It is. But I just think, is that the best way? I just think detention should be reserved for bad behaviour. Bad concentration. I'm not sure that detention solves that. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be punished, but I'm not sure that getting someone to sit for half an hour and do nothing solves lack of concentration, because Jack just falls asleep. But maybe. I taught for 10 years, never have detentions, because then I had to stay too. Oh, not always naughty. Sorry, I meant not always naughty. You'd always be in the headmaster's office. Maria! Always in the headmaster's office. What did you do, Maria? I'm going to chat for a little while longer before I sign off. I want to know what Maria did that made her always in the headmaster's office. Mine have all left the nest, but still as old as they are, still give worries and grief. Kevin was a headmaster. Is that hubby? Is Kevin your hubby, Maria? Oh, right, Stacey's got... Stage 1 means he gets no little prize at the end of the week. I think that's more effective, you see, Stacey. Withdrawal of a benefit of some kind. And then stage 3, being really naughty, is detention or something. I would definitely be in detention constantly, I think. But I never, ever got a detention, ever. I was Miss Goody Two-Shoes. I was the form captain. I was voted form captain. I was a bit Goody Two-Shoes. I didn't really rebel. That's my problem. So I now have to rebel as an adult. You struggle with concentration because of low-grade autism. Yeah, that is difficult. And I bet you it wasn't really picked up, was it, back then? Now everybody's being picked up now, but if I laugh when Kevin's mum farts at the table, he jokingly threatens to send me to his office. We don't want to hear about your games that you play, Maria. They keep putting poor Charlie on stage 1 for talking. He's only 5, bless him. Oh, I think that's mean. At 5, they should be encouraging communication, not... You were always playing truant. Maria, I'm sorry, I've got a really rude mind when you're talking about he threatens to send you to the headmaster's office. I just had visions of 50 Shades of Grey, and I'm not going to go there, right? But yeah, I really, when you said that your hubby sends you to the headmaster's office, I just thought, this is getting a bit 50 Shades of Grey. I was 13 years. Oh my God, I know. And Terry, don't I look so sweet? Like butter wouldn't melt. Yeah, your parents wanted to hide that you had autism. I think back then it was something that was hidden. Oh. Oh, poor Charlie. Jennifer, that's where I wasn't going. I'm not reading that out. That's where I wasn't deliberately going, because I don't want my channel to be scrubbed and my adverts taken away. Do you know what? It's been so great chatting to you ladies. I'm going to go and find out what is going on with my son and whether he's got a 60-minute detention. Maria, naughty. I'll send you to the headmaster's office in a minute. I will. So I'm going to go and find out, like, whether Jack's going to be home at midnight and whether they're adding the 20 minutes to the 60 minutes and what he's done to get a 60. Actually, if he's got a 60-minute detention, he's probably has done something really naughty. 20 minutes is normally not concentrating, but 60 minutes. You don't need to say sorry. I'm playing with you all. It's called Rockstar at school if they're good. I always tell him he's my rock star. Charlie, you're our little rock star. You're always our little rock star. All right, well, take care and tell Charlie that if he gets told off for talking, not to worry, because Ali M is always talking, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Except sometimes at school he needs to listen as well, right? But there's nothing wrong with a bit of talking because Ali M talks a lot. All right. Take care. Love you all and see you all soon. Take care. Mwah. Love you.